Alright, we're back once again with Ace Investigations. Hello, guys. Alright, so last time we finished off the kidnap turnabout. Found the person that did it there. Now I've had a great deal of frustration at the end there of the haunted house. That took a bit. And now we have the turnabout reminiscence, which is one that Kay jump started by showing us the credit that Miles owned, and actually promised to return. I don't entirely know how it's gonna go, but let's see what we have for that. I still have to do this at some point. I gotta go back and do that one. Okay, so the achievement we're looking out for here is Promises 6 and 7 for presenting Kay's promise notebook to her in Ace Investigations Miles Edgeworth Episode 4. Oh, we also have behind each bench. So, for examining all three benches, the prosecutions, the defenses, and the judges in Ace Investigations, Miles Edgeworth Episode 4. So I will make sure the first chance I get, I will check all three of those. Nothing for here. So, but that's for that's for case 5. So, all right. Okay. So I think we're all set then to begin. Though actually, I want to check out the character compendium again, because if I had to guess now who these 6 characters are, it's probably Edgeworth, Gumshoe, Kay, Franziska, Lang, and Sheena. Those are probably the 6 characters that are gonna be here. And then we have the new characters that I'll introduce, a whole lot of them this time. Got Meekins, Wendy Oldbag, Emma Sky, Arista Mono, Lauren Pops, Lance Amano, The Man in Black, and detectives. We see detectives other than Gumshoe for once. I really love this. They have like these little sprite characters running around, and you just use them to investigate and stuff. I honestly wish they bring this back. If they ever make another Ace Attorney game, I really hope they do this again, because it is amazing. I love it a lot. It's also interesting to compare with the pixel art style, how different it looks. It's very interesting because they really went all out with the little chibi sprites. It's cool. Well, not really chibi, but it's like chibi-like, so it really is cool. Now then, there's also the photo album too, which shows all the CGs for the cases. This one took up quite a few, but not that much. We still have 2 pages worth and 2 cases left, so I don't know what's gonna happen. This should be interesting. So let's go ahead and let's begin. So, load case 4, Turnabout Reminiscence, beginning opening. There are 4 parts to this case, 1 beginning, 1 middle, and 2 ends. I think the ends are both a bit different. So, I'm not sure if I could do this all in one go. We'll find out. Alright. Okay, Faraday. Young lady who calls herself the second Yatagarasu. The piece of cloth that she conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. 7 more years back. So this is also around when Trials and Tribulations' first case began. When you think about it. Yeah, that's right. I did it. I killed the guy. But it was the great thief Yatagarasu that told me to do it. I asked the defendant, just what exactly are you trying to say? Don't you get it? I know I'm the Yatagarasu. How about this? That's cool. They got like the little flashback there. Yatagarasu is the man standing over there at the prosecutor's bench. Are you saying that I'm Yatagarasu? Don't you dare deny it. You told me to kill him when you snuck into the embassy. Are you claiming that Mr. Faraday is the Yatagarasu? That's exactly what I'm saying. Objection, Mr. Rell. I think we heard just about enough from you. Your Honor, please listen to me. I'm telling the truth. You gotta believe me. In accordance with the defendant's accusation, a new prosecutor shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. This court will be in recess until the new prosecutor is ready. I love getting to do the judge voice. It's a fun voice I have. Anyways. Back to my demon prosecutor days. This is a nice suit, though. I do love it. It's cool. It's a cool. It really is a cool suit. It's almost time for me to enter the courtroom. So it is that my first assignment as a prosecutor will be as a replacement for a prosecutor who has been accused by the defendant. So, alright, this is his. This was supposed to be his first case before the fourth case in Trial Tribulations happened. Oh, and this guy's back. Sir? I read over all of the documents regarding this trial. Yes, sir. I memorized everything there is to know. Very good. The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that as your mentor, I, Manfred von Comma, will accept nothing short of perfection. I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in court at such an early stage in my career, I am honored and proud. As I have watched you over your studies, I am giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself. Crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. Yes, sir. And in 6 years... Wait, no, it wouldn't be 6 years. Let me think about this for a moment. It would be 5 years' time, wouldn't it? And in 5 years' time, I will assure you go to jail. Such a legendary prosecutor be watching and judging my performance. I have to be perfect in every way. No, I'm not feeling up to it, actually. Let's go home. There's too much pressure here. I can't do it. Okay. Let's actually look around first. Oh, we got like all the judge and portraits there. They're very similar to each other. Is that a thinker statue? A bookshop, huh? Compendium of laws for beginners. I don't have time to read this and second guess myself now. A model for the courthouse. It's pretty well constructed. Hands and a face. Don't tell me this thing transforms. A Transformers reference. Yes, I wonder for what other purpose could they have been made. Aren't they great? Daddy made all of these. Awesome. But didn't you get fired right after you made them? Yeah, I did. I spent the same amount of money on this model as it cost to build a real thing. My boss wasn't very happy with me. Huh. Hey, Dad, didn't you say you built a secret mechanism inside of it? I'll tell you about it someday when you're older. A secret mechanism. Maybe installed as a paid pack for getting fired. It could be trouble. Now I'm curious. Yes, check this out. This is so good. You can drink a whole gallon. I've never heard of water that tastes that good. Maybe I'll give him a minute. Buddy, you might want to calm down there. Does he plan on gulping the entire reservoir today? A bulletin board. The trial schedule's posted in it. Trial schedule for this week. Huh. There's only today's trial listed. This must be a mistake, or this country's judicial system is not working as it should. Okay, I'll talk to Von Calm right now. Today's trial should have ended in just 1 minute, because the defendant was picked up by the security camera. Correct? Exactly. The killer had the gall to say that he only killed because he was instructed to do so. But even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor, Faraday, gave the order. Ha! Faraday is such a fool. He has been cornered by his very own prey. Sir, are you an acquaintance of Mr. Faraday? He is a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. Nonsense? He once tried to explain to me a way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court. Those who could not be brought to court. That is nonsense, for no man is above the law. Well, there are always a few exceptions. However, there is no reason to even deal with such individuals. A prosecutor is a guardian of the court, one with no obligation to outside matters. Thus, there was no reason to deal with such individuals, I see. Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday has will not be forgiven. Have no fear, I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused prosecutor, Mr. Burton Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt. There was no mister there. Very good. I have secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Show them all the power of Von Karma. Well, of course, even if he's a ruthless prosecutor, we must still always present the badge. It is thanks to you that I finally become a prosecutor, sir. It's amusingly you wanted to become a defense attorney, yet became my student. It is a strange path you have traveled. It's true that I once wanted to become a defense attorney, but now I am honored and proud to be a prosecutor. I see. Then as a student of mine, I suggest you remember this well. The prosecutor's badge is not to be flaunted. The dignity of a prosecutor lies in the man himself, not in the badge. I understand. I'll keep that in mind. Besides, why patrols in your fan garments? It's simply preposterous. Prosecutors must also take pride in their appearance. I'll keep this in mind as well. I'm constantly having to remind others of the prosecutor's office of this. It's more fashionable to keep your prosecutor's badge in your pocket. In other words, I always treat a prosecutor's badge with care and honor. I understand, sir. In profile so far, of course, we have Manfred Von Karma, a mentor who has never known defeat in 35 years. And then, prosecuting the embassy staff. Alright. Anyways. Alright, there's still more. Today's draft. So have you achieved a firm understanding of the case? Yes, sir. I have memorized everything that is written down in the case files. Well then, explain the case to me. I want to see if you really know what you're talking about. Understood? A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the Kodofian embassy. The victim, Mr. Oh god. The pun name. Like, the dude was such a throwaway character, they gave him the most obvious pun name. The victim, Mr. Dade Mann, was a staff member of the embassy. The defendant in this case, Mr. Mackerel. Oh, Mr. Mackerel, hello. Was held. It's like, holy mackerel. Was held for questioning the night of the incident, as he was deemed suspicious. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of the murder weapon, a gun. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, the great thief Yatagarasu has successfully infiltrated the Kodofi embassy as well. At first, Well claimed that he himself was the Yatagarasu, but that he did not kill a dead man. I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. It's possible that he wants to go down. It's possible he wants to go down while in spotlight if he is found guilty. There truly is no limit to people's inanity. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth. Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecution presented the security footage that captured the murder. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rell as the murderer. Yeah, the act of Mr. Rell firing the gun could be clearly seen with the victim's visitor's gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. I did it because I was told to, by the real Yatagarasu who burned Faraday. That sounds about right. However, you've forgotten one thing. While this may appear to simply be the murder of a Kodofin embassy staff member, people are actually referring to it as the second KG-8 incident. The second KG-8 incident? Well, I'm very sorry, sir. I feel I failed to study hard enough. Well, even among the police, there's information that only a select few are privy to. Could you please enlighten me, sir? Sir, what do you mean by the second KG-8 incident? In order for me to tell you that, you must first learn about the original case. Take a look at these documents. This is a three-year-old newspaper. Have you heard of the Amano Group scandal before, correct? Yes, I have. The secretary of Ernest Amano, the Amano Group's director, was arrested under suspicion of smuggling. Correct. CCU was an employee of the Amano Group, and the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court. Wasn't a Godolphin embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Yes, a Godolphin by the name of Manny Cochin was the suspect. However, due to lack of evidence, the case went unresolved. Lack of evidence? Ha! If only I was in charge of the case, I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt. To make sure that all criminals are found guilty, my mentor really is dedicated. Or he's just very good at forging evidence. I'm not sure. Faraday was the prosecutor on the case then, and he was as pathetic as ever. Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KGA incident as well. That's right. And now, once again, the victim of the case you are currently assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against that smuggling organization. And just like that time, the victim was murdered right before he was to testify. You're catching on. Oh, I was after that said that. Whoops. The victim was murdered just before his day in court against the smuggling organization. Events are occurring almost exactly the same way as they did in the KGA incident. So that's why it's being called the second KGA incident. Yes. Yes, there is one difference between the two incidents. What would that be? The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar. The great thief Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. I'd better find out more. If it is true that the Yatagarasu showed up at the Godolphin embassy, what could he or she have been after? Not to steal any suspicious accounting records and release them publicly, or more likely to steal secrets from the Godolphin embassy itself, since the item that the Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police. Well, what was it that the Yatagarasu sent to the police? I don't know the details. Anything related to the Yatagarasu is getting the top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, wouldn't you say? Why do I hear the beeping of a metal detector close by? I must leave. That would have to be the first time the Yatagarasu has left evidence behind, correct? Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagarasu, then I suggest you ask Faraday. Mr. Faraday, he happens to be the prosecutor in charge of the Yatagarasu case as well. He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KG-8 incident and the Yatagarasu case. Mr. Faraday really has a lot on his plate. Oh. What is it, little girl? You're scary, mister. First voice. Did you need something? I want to trade these coins with you. A fistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies. But it looks like you have exactly $1. This is what you want? Thanks. That's exactly what I needed. There she goes. That child be here to watch the trial. How disrespectful for a child like that to be running around inside a courthouse. Does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore? Just imagine, like, there's like a very loud noise when he does that. The paperwork of the prosecutor's substitution is complete. Why, do you even know how much time there is left before the trial resumes? I'm so sorry. I'm mopping up this courthouse instead of protecting his innocent. It's no bother, sir. Lots being completely prepared could prove to be a perfect handicap for me. A proud one you are. You had better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. It's time for your debut, Edgeworth. Stop, 4 p.m. District Courtroom number 3. Wow, we're this late into the day already, huh? Probably gonna go into night by the time the case is done, and no one else is here. Just what is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? How is it possible the defense is not prepared yet either? Bailiff, where is Mr. Faraday? I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention. There's the judge. Oh, you must be the one Mr. Von Kormer recommended. I hear this will be your first try. I look forward to seeing how you perform. By the way, was this someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. So it looks like the trial is about to resume. However, yes, it will be all but impossible to prove the witness a liar. Without the evidence from Faraday. What is that blasted buffoon up to? It's an emergency, sir! Oh, it's Gumshoe. Push the guy out of the way. Silence! There shall be no yelling in this sacred hall of law. Bailiff, remove that man from this courtroom at once. But please, wait! You have to listen to me. There's an emergency. Defendant lobby number 2, Mr. Faraday and the defendant. The two of them, they're both dead, Your Honor. What? 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 There's the defense attorney. Stay back. Ugh. No one's allowed on the crime scene. Period. Just who does this oddball think he is? This is becoming quite the hotspot. It's actually Mr. Wells' defense attorney. Hey, you! No running in the hallway, pal. And who are you to tell me what to do? I'll never find out what's going on like this. It's time for some civil discourse. Nope, can I go back to the courtroom? No, I can't. Well, it's worth a shot. Let's talk to everyone. Hello, Gumshoe. And you are? Oh, me. Hey, pal. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs. Ugh. Point taken. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a district prosecutor. Prosecutor? I'm thinking prosecutor as young as you, pal. I've told you my name. Would you mind telling me yours? Detective Gumshoe. Just recently, I achieved my dream of becoming a detective. More than a dream. That's what I was born to do. Wait. Maybe I should check and make sure I'm not really in some crazy dream first. This detective is entirely too excited to be at a murder scene. Well, time for the badge. You mentioned that you've only recently become a detective, did you not? You got it. I'm a brain spanking new detective. So that means you've probably never seen a real prosecutor's badge, right? If so desire to see one, I just might be able to make your day. You don't have to go for the trouble, pal, because a real man has a police badge. And sometimes become an ace detective, just like Detective Bat. Oh, did I say something wrong, pal? Forget it, detective. The start of the salary cuts. Oh, wait. What am I doing? There's still more to talk about. Crime scene! So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me about what you know about the incident? You know that I don't have to tell you anything, right? I know that. But it would behoove you to fill me in on what you know. Wow, you're a problem for such a youngster, aren't you? Well, anyway, Detective Bat is the one in charge. So you're just gonna have to ask him for all the details, okay? As for me, I was guarding the door to the defendant lobby number 2. So you were on guard detail. Did you notice anything strange while you were on duty? Well, I freaked out when I heard a gunshot, and then I kind of froze. You're a detective, and immediately gunshot scared you that much. Then again, I can hardly claim to not know what it's like to hear one at close range. The detective Bad came running to the scene. We went into lobby 2 together, and both men were lying there dead. Is that everything? Yeah, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Interesting. Other than the gunshot, he didn't hear a single sound of commotion. Detective Gumshoe's testimony jotted down the organizer, so we have that now. So I guess we start with you now then. Do you have a minute? You know, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know. Especially at a time like this. I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I was to take Mr. Faraday's place in court. Sorry, just getting messages. Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of you. So Faraday's substitute is a newbie, huh? I'll have you know, Maddo, I started under Manfred von Karma. Do not take me for some naive novice. Do not take me for some naive novice. Just immediately calling him out. So you're a student at Von Karma? I should. Those clothes are a dead giveaway. Stop right there! These are the garments of one who gallantly presents the facts! Thanks for the great laugh, but try not to make me laugh so much, okay? I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort! Just kidding, I was just goofing around. By the way, do you know who I am? My name's Callisto Yu. And if you're telling the truth, then we are about to go head-to-head in court. Ah, but of course, I've heard much about you, Miss Yu. Ah, but of course, I've heard much about you. Regular Shakespeare. Did I say something funny? Wow, she's immediately just mocking us anyways. It's a shame we'll not be able to face each other. It was to be my first trial, too. And was that declaration of war? How nice it is to be so young, young and carefree. What a nice, quick, clean badge you got yourself there. I'm jealous. I'm sure this gleam will dull over time of experience. Did you say your reputation will also tarnish over time of it? Ugh, that's not what I meant. Well, you just can't avoid some things in life. I'll never allow my badge or my reputation to become tarnished. That didn't exactly work out in case Rise from the Ashes did it. I'd like you to update me on the situation. I don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there? If that's the case, then why are you here? I mean, of course she's here. She's the defense attorney for the defendant who's dead. What's so funny? It's just that the way you speak is so tactless. The person I was going against in court until a little while ago was just murdered. It's not like I could go back into the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened. That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I guess I'll talk to Bad then. Hello, Bad. Excuse me, but who are you? Detective Tyrell Bad. Homicide. I was informed of this situation, and it came as quickly as possible. So how did you arrive and expect the body before me? Faraday requested me to testify in the trial. Plain and simple. Mr. Faraday requested that you be here. Crime scene. I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've got nothing to say to you, kid. Kid! I'm Mr. Faraday's substitute for today's trial. Therefore, I insist that you update me on the situation. I can't back down here. I have a right to know. Do I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kid? Is he threatening me? Is he going for his gun? Oh. It's just a mirror. How dare you trick me like that? Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of bat blade, and he had a gun in his hand. The other man, Mr. Mackrell, was shot and killed. He was found holding a bloody knife in his hand. Was there anyone else who went into the defender lobby number 2? You got that big lug over there. His name's Gumshoe. Who's he talking about? He was in charge of guarding the place. He's claiming that no one else entered the room. If that's the case, then they must have killed each other, correct? Maybe. Such impudence. This guy was really testing my patience. Trial witness. I was not informed that you were going to testify in court. Homicide's not my only gig. Yeah, the Garasu case is also one of my assignments. So you were called upon to comment on the Autograsu's characteristics, in order to assess if Mr. Faraday really was the Autograsu or not. Well, looks like you just might have a brain after all in the head of your son. Son? I am not your son, Pops! Miss you! There was someone here who wishes to see you! Who is it? A Godolphin Embassy staff member by the name of Manny Coaching. What? What's going on? Detective Bad and Miss Yu's moods just changed all of a sudden. Wait a second. Wasn't Manny Coaching... I'll be right there. It's nice to see you again, Miss Yu. Why are you here? I've noticed I'd ever see you again. Now. Actually, would you mind stepping outside for a brief chat? Fine, let's go. Oh, here he comes, the man himself, the prosecutor never lost in 35 years. Bad. Vakama, it's been a long time. I knew you would show up. You usually do when the Autograsu is involved, and I can see this case is no exception. Do you know Detective Bad, sir? Yes. He's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only he would get a promotion and move on. It's the crime scene where the detective is most useful and effective. It's not like I don't know that. Moving on, though. Bad. The man I just passed by. Was he not the suspect in the KG8 incident? So I was right. Just what is that man doing wandering around here? That Faraday. I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away. Imbecile. I would have proved his guilt in 3 minutes. Von Karma, I think you've said enough for now. It's in poor taste to speak like that about the departed. Very well. Back on topic, I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the investigation. Objection! Oh, Francisca. Young Francisca. Papa, how can you place him in charge? Francisca, what are you doing here? I'm here for some vacation. What else? Are we? Why do we need an introduction to Francisca? Francisca von Karma. So she's here on a vacation from Germany. I don't know. I don't need this again. You're the one who's new to me, and don't you forget it. You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? Huh. If you're able to pass, then I'll have absolutely no trouble at all. I'll never let myself be loose to you. Never. Why does she always have to be this competitive? Anyway, Papa, are you really excited Mr. Edgeworth to cover the case? Yes, I am. Why do you ask? Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. And I'm 100% confident that I can do a better job than him. That's just like Francisca. She has no problem bad-mouthing someone right in front of them. Bad? Yeah. These two will be conducting the investigation. What? You wanted to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene? Huh. This is the perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills. A crime scene is not a place for children to be messing around in. I'm the one with the authority over this crime scene, Bad. And I will not tolerate complaining. Ugh. Edgeworth, Francisca, I leave this case to the two of you. Understood, sir. Yes, Papa. I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report from the both of you. Do not disappoint me. There he goes. Oh, there he goes too. Miles Edgeworth. It's been quite some time, Francisca. This will be the perfect chance for us to see which of us is truly worthy of the Valdcommon name. Would it kill you to at least say hello? Long time no see. Very good. Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud. She hasn't changed a bit. Miles Edgeworth, as I was saying, we shall see which one of us is worthy of the Valdcommon name. For crying out loud, and reduced to a babysitter. Gumshoe's just here. It looks like Mr. Von Korn was successful in convincing the detective. That's just like him. He never fails. Now, I'd appreciate if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Bad. You're better off checking the things out on your own. Very well. Seems like getting help from Detective Bad will be a most arduous task. And here's the crime scene. Looks like not much time has passed yet. No, it's the only real explanation that it's the only real explanation that they killed each other either simultaneously. Miles, Edward, you should listen to someone until they are finished talking. What are you talking about? I'll only say it one more time. This is the competition to see who is really worth coming. You said that 3 times now, Francesca. Competition. The person that figures out the truth first wins. So the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name. Exactly. Another candidate became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things coming from your foolish mouth. Fine. Whatever makes you happy. Can I take that as you accepting my challenge? Once again, whatever makes you happy. Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence and prettily present it like a professional I am. Complete to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully childish. Oh, we're not done time for investigation yet. You kids, over here, hold it. Kid? So you right, Miles. Did you just call you a kid? I said kids, kid. How dare you call me a kid as well? I'll do what I please, and I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene. Hey, big guy. You're going to watch over these two. Yes, sir! Detective Bat! Yes, sir! Detective Bat, sir! Now, what I say from... Now, do what I say from now on, kids, okay? You better not get in our way, Scruffy. You'll feel the bite of my whip if you do. Yeah! You, prosecutor boy! Let's get your investigation started already, alright? Great. Now even that detective is treating me like a child. Alright, it's time to investigate. Get a move on, prosecutor boy. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. What? And what will you do with my salary after you saw how much it was? It's up to you now, isn't it? Really? Sounds good, pal. He's so naive. He is so naive. Gumshoe, your salary is going to get so much worse. Detective Bad, may I have a word with you? What is it? It appears that both a knife and a gun were used as murder weapons. I mean, didn't we already get told that? Yeah, it does. That leads us to the first question in the investigation. Where did the men acquire the weapons? The gun was inside of Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Cadopan embassy staff member. But I never heard anything about the knife. Mr. Rell was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well. Could have been a piece of evidence that yet to be presented. But then, why doesn't Detective Bad know about it? Wait, what if it's possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutorial evidence? He could have then brought it out and attacked Mr. Rell with it. Maybe you got a brain in there after all, kid. Ugh, is he going to treat me like a child forever? It looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rell first, who then counter-attacked. That's the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this. Not yet. I feel it's much too early to be drawing conclusions already. I must first find conclusive evidence so as to protect the honor of the Von Korn name. Looks like Gumshoe is our partner yet again. Yeah, pal. He actually calls that for pal. I've never seen that before. Anyways, let's start with the bag. There's some stuff in the bag, pal. I suppose this was Mr. Faraday's bag. It's probably the trial evidence I was supposed to collect from him. This is the evidence? I bet I'll touch it. I'll leave prints on it. Do you just not pay attention to anything you do? Wow, a flat screen TV in these times. That's something. And then again, it kind of takes place in the future at the time. So I guess that makes sense, actually. But anyways. Whoa! What is it, Detective Gumshoe? My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal. Then perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one. Oh, let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge. Ugh! And way too noisy. You're the noisy one, Stuffy. Don't touch it. You'll get your fingerprints all over it. But I didn't touch it. Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work. The foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to show up on. The window is open, and there's a fresh flowery scent in the air. Ugh, the flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly. Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change? Well, at least there's no way someone escaped through this window, pal. They wouldn't wake up and smell the flowers after a fall from the 3rd floor. Are you really ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars in the windows? Yeah, I guess that's that too. Either way, no one can get through these windows, right? I thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse. Very nice. Let's start with these now. There's some plastic bags stacked up on the table. There's a tea set too. There doesn't seem to be any sign of disturbance. Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy. Maybe they were super quiet in the scuffle. After all, I didn't hear anything about the hallway, you know. Maybe the plastic bags got on the floor throwing us off. Oh, it's the same thing. Why are the plastic bags scattered all around? Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? Normally I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but when it's this guy. Anyway, these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two men. Is there anything in the plant? This decorative plant's foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around it. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room. Oh, that's nice. Does Francisca have anything to say? Ah, I see. Did you figure something out? This is a competition, Miles, and as such, I'd appreciate if you didn't talk to me. Ugh, as you wish. Okay. So, I have some logic. I had 3 pieces of logic. I think this would be... yeah. These should connect, right? There we go. Alright. There was a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table. And yet a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle. In which case, might there not be another explanation as to how they got there? Another reason. I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bags related somehow. Ugh, please get that blood away from me, pal. Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag? Want me to ask the lab guy. Alright, please hurry. Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else on or in the bag either. It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence. Okay, if you say so. I'll leave it in your hands, pal. So we have a plastic bag now. Alright, let's see what else we got. Looks like the sofa is ready to be disposed of. It's so soft. I can sleep for all 25 hours of the day on this thing. I'm not going to... no, if only I could dispose of him! He was ready to be rid of this guy the moment he met him. Amazing. Can I talk to Bad about anything? Detective Bad, do you have any thoughts on the case? Very well. Looks like they killed each other to me. Although, there are a few things that just don't seem right. And what would they be? Why don't you try thinking on your own first before you bother me, boy? Ugh! But now I've been downgraded to just boy? Okay, so I guess I'll talk with Gumshoe, see what he has to say. So excited, pal! It's my first real crime scene. Let's get investigating. Detective Gumshoe, I thought investigations were supposed to be conducted in a calm, collected manner. What do you know about running an investigation, little boy prosecutor? I know that at the very least I have a greater grasp than you of what happened here. What, you don't know any more? You don't know any more than me, pal. Look, you just stay by me, boy, out of the way. Ironic, coming from the guy that's been stepped behind me the entire case. Man, the dynamic is so different right now. It's amazing. Gumshoe is a lot more bold. This is my first time sitting for inside the courthouse. Who would have thought I'd be for my first case as a detective? But, you know, I got the feeling I'll be coming here a lot more in the future. As a suspect detective? Ah! Of course not, pal! Anyway, this lobby is actually pretty luxurious. I mean, for the defendant's lobby, it's got a pretty big TV. Oh, and there's that tea set on the table over there. Bet you didn't know that. I like to drink tea. Wow, this room really is decked out. If it means spending time in here, maybe being a suspect is a bad thing after all. I'm beginning to suspect that leaving this detective in charge of anything might be bad. But he is right. This room is rather well furnished. And somewhere in this room, the truth is slumbering. It's time to find it. Give it a wake-up call. So, Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, what is it, boy? Of all the people who call me that, this detective's by far the least qualified. I want to ask you about how the investigation is proceeding. See for yourself, pal. Do I do a great detective bad or what? Has this man not a professional bone in his body? No, very well. I respect the victim's bodies myself. Oh, hang on. So let's take a look around. Is there anything I haven't investigated yet? I've talked. Oh, the TV again, of course. The TV has been left on. Why are you looking at me like that? It wasn't me. I didn't touch anything. Gumshoe, you do know what happens if you touch something again, right? I won't touch anything. I won't even go anywhere near the TV, sir. And you, get back to the investigation, all right? I was planning to do so anyway. Is that really everything? Huh. Oh, wait. No, come on. I know I saw it. There we go. Looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rell. At first glance, it seems like they must have killed each other. However, using logic, the only logical conclusion is... Aha! What was that outburst for? My instinct just hit me really hard. It was Mr. Rell that fell first, see? We don't need a detective's instinct for that. It's common sense. But I suppose we won't know much more than that until after I examine the bodies. I'm already seeing a contradiction here, to be honest, but let's see. Mr. Faraday. How ironic it is for him to lose his life in a courthouse. Yeah, why'd it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal. And then beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Didn't you become a detective in order to solve crimes? Yeah. Then get back to work. Find out what the cause of his murder. Right, I'm on it, pal. First he killed a Godolphin Embassy staff member, then he was murdered himself. This guy. Not exactly an angel, you know. Oh? What makes you say that? Well, he's been hauled into the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal. Yeah, he's definitely the type we have committed a murder or two. Well, he did admit to killing Mr. Dade Man. Hey, good boy, pal. I knew my detective's intuition would tell me something. Detective's intuition? Yep. Do you know about it? It's a special feeling that all we don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation. Looks like Mr. Rell died with a knife in his hand. There's some blood stuck on it. And he must have used this as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it. Was Mr. Faraday carrying this on his personage? Did he bring this piece of evidence for the trial? Did he bring with a very different intention in mind? I should jot some notes down about it. Now with the gun. It looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand. So he shot Mr. Rell and then fell on top of him while still gripping onto the gun. I guess that does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun? Sounds like rocket science. Even I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one. Oh, I never had to fire a gun either, pal. But it sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands. It appears that the police's screening procedures need a thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand. Why are the plastic bags scattered all around? Those bags for keeping evidence, pal. I know that much, detective. You're good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? I'd only be happy when someone compliments me. This is the same thing. Was that everything? Do I have any more logic? No. Oh, here we go. His hand is all black down here, see? Wonder where it could be. If you look closely, this blotching pattern resembles an ink stain. Ah, an ink stain? Yes, I usually get ink in my own hand when I use my feather pen. A feather pen? I haven't seen one before. Sure you aren't just making it up, pal? Oh, whatever. Mr. Rell's cause of death was from being shot, correct? That's what we think, but it's hard to tell him laying face down. Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth. Are you sure they were trying to hide something? I can't confirm Mr. Rell's cause of death with his body positioned like that. It's too bad. I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail, if possible. What's this? You're not able to form a theory with them the way they are? I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you? I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it. Labby. Yes, sir! We're taking up photos of the crime scene, sir. And there you have it. Do you not approve? Of course not. What? Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella, turn over the bodies for me, will you? Okay. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir. Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective. Yes, sir. Understood, sir. I'm going to test spot every 6 pictures suspicious looking granny. I guess we'll start with that. Shots in the chest. It takes some guts to fire a gun in a courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round yet. There aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must mean... Wait, burn marks? A round grows very hot as is discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. Ergo, Mr. Well must have been shot from at least a yard or two away. You sure know much of your stuff at your age, pal. Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. There's a knife wound in his chest here, see? One of the wound matches the knife Mr. Rell is holding. Labby? Yes, sir. Verifying now, sir. Make it quick. From the look of things, one could deduce that the knife Mr. Rell is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. Looks like Mr. Faraday was stabbed with this knife that Mr. Rell is holding. Ouch! What's wrong, detective? My stomach's starting to hurt just from thinking about being stabbed. Just keep your mind on the case, alright? There's something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen. Hey, you know, I always keep a pencil behind my ear. It's because Detective Bat is always telling me, you should always write your name on everything you owed. Yes, somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. Let us now try to understand how the two men died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife from today's trial evidence. Then he aimed the gun at Mr. Well and fired. However, Mr. Well managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. And the two men fell together where they stood. That is my theory, in any case. What a crazy way to go. Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here. There's still more to be checked, but from the looks of it, I don't need to check anything else. So, but I can, there is something I can connect though. Bam, bam, bam. That splotched in Mr. Faraday's hand. Whatever might be the ink from this fountain pen. Oh, let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe! I confirm that the substance in Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from this fountain pen. I see. Good work. You know, I've always wanted to say that, even if it was just one time in my life. Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand. I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed. Are we seriously gonna get another? we literally got this contradiction in the last case. Are we gonna do another left-hand, right-hand contradiction 2 cases in a row? Because you're gonna be saying so, pal. I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other. No, we can't conclude that quite yet. There's still something I find very peculiar here. The theory they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there's actually a contradiction that shows there was another possibility. No, wait, pal, really? I suppose I'll just have to show you the contradiction in this crime scene. Won't just expect everything just looking at Granny. Contradiction is here. Because that's his right hand. But according to the evidence we have, left hand. Eureka! Now we come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this! Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed. And yet the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold the gun in his right hand? Yes, we absolutely did not already use this contradiction in the case in this game. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the great contradiction haunting this crime scene. Yeah, you're right, pal. That does seem kind of strange. But how could something like that happen? In fact, I'm up to one conclusion, and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died. Someone else? Plastic bags got on the floor and a gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. A person of vile intent who is serious about keeping the truth from us. That's it for the investigation. I lost no points. Yay! Here's the autopsy report. It's a little interesting shift there. It is probable that Mr. Rail survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from a stabbing. Interesting. It looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case. Are you sure we know everything? Of course. The incident began when Mr. Faraday attempted to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant. But the defendant fought back, and they ended up killing each other. It's all very clear and simple. There's absolutely no margin for doubt. Do you really believe that to be the truth? Huh, are you saying that just because I figured out the truth before you, that you don't want to believe it's true? Ugh. It's alright. If you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there are any contradictions to be found, that is. Don't worry, I will. And the arguments begin. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, while Mr. Rail survived the shot for a short time. From this, it's obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rell. Mr. Rell, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this case. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore he must have attacked first. Proving that logic be false is probably the fastest way to show her that she's wrong. In that case, I should first look for any holes in her theory. Alright, let's see what we got. Will this be when I present the crime scene notes? I'm gonna press her. Hold it! Press for more information. Do you truly believe that Mr. Faraday died instantaneously? I have the murder report right here. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously of shock due to being stabbed in the chest. There, you see? It's been documented clear as day. Hold it! Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell before he died. Do you have any basis for that statement? Your foolishness has no end, does it? Now, I hate to repeat myself, however, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. That's the basis I need. Alright, so Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, and he must have attacked Mr. Rell before being stabbed. Finally beginning to catch on, I see. What if I just... would this be where I present the whole right-handed thing? I guess we'll find out. Nope. This is a piece of evidence proves the flaw in your theory. Miles Edgeworth, you dare try to bluff through this by presenting unrelated evidence? Ah, I have it all wrong? Well, it was worth a shot. So you believe that the dying Mr. Rell stole the knife from Mr. Faraday? Mr. Rell became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test. So the two men struggled, and in the end Mr. Rell was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The basic condition of this room is a testament to their struggle. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound. Can you really say that is perfect? What are you insinuating? Nothing. However, I can't let you say lie by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise, so if you could append that statement to your testimony. Fine. Okay, so this would be, yeah. Gumshoe's testimony, right? Objection! Yep. Objection! If the two men were fighting, their struggle would have surely caused quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe testified that he heard absolutely nothing. You place too much faith in the detective's testimony, you know. But for the sake of argument, let's say there wasn't a fight. How then did Mr. Rell get his hands on the knife? Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting right here in the lobby, number 2. It's not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Rell saw a chance and took it out at some point. So, what you're saying is this. Mr. Rell took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed. There was something strange in Francisca's statement just now. Let me double check that. Wait, something doesn't add up. Oh, really? It's simply not possible for Mr. Faraday to have shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed. Because of the crime scene notes. Oh, no, that's not right. Good thing I checked. instantaneous death, so he could not have like shot him after he was being stabbed because he was already dead. According to the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, meaning that he died immediately upon being stabbed with a knife. Ergo, he could not have possibly fired the gun after that. Oh, you got me. But of course. Well then, if the report is correct, then there is only one correct explanation. If it's supposed Mr. Rell attacked first, then Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, would have been unable to kill Mr. Rell. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot, and then they both died. This is the only explanation that makes logical sense. Negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying, Francisca. I just wanted to explain it as simply as possible. Before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolish fool like you could. How naive you to believe that only your opinions are valid, and still expect to discover the truth after the crime scene offers you. Francisca, you've still got a ways to go. What are you talking about? Are you saying there's a flaw in my logic? Mr. Faraday died instantly, and the fact that he did is what gives the rise to the contradiction in this scene. The contradiction here in the crime scene is this: the order the bodies fell. Let me get this straight. What you are arguing is this: Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. Well. Then the wounded Mr. Well found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot, and Mr. Well died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order which the bodies are piled. No! Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Well's. Therefore, Mr. Well must have died before Mr. Faraday. Impossible! Yes, I agree that seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means that the real mystery behind this crime scene we must solve is... No! Not so fast, Mrs. Edgeworth. What now? I simply think that you ought to think a bit more outside the box. And that is even clearer now that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent. She sure bounced back quickly. An explanation won't be enough this time. It's going to take some very decisive evidence to prove we're wrong. What happened? Part 2. It was just chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Red's. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order. I just know that Francisca's explanation isn't absolutely correct. All I have to do is find a hole in her logic. Once I do, then I can present her with the evidence that proves the contradiction. It was just chance Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Wells. The bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order. I feel like this is what we have to present something to. Actually, I already have a lot of profiles. That's kind of funny. Anyways, so at the same time, the two bodies fell into a pile. No, that was the case. Then there would be burn marks, wouldn't there? Because they'd be so close. Because of the knife. Would it be this? We'll find out. Objection! Nope. I'm saying that this piece of evidence doesn't contradict my testimony. Miles Edgeworth. Just face it, I'm going to win our little competition. Ugh. I have to calm down and do a better job of finding a flaw in her logic. I guess I'll press these two statements, see what happens. What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time? I assume Mr. Faraday had two different weapons in his hands. He made to attack Mr. Red while holding both the knife and the revolver, and then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Red grabbed the knife and as he was following, and stabbed Mr. Faraday. By the time Mr. Red wound up at the bottom with Mr. Faraday on top. At close range, that is more than possible. Yes, it's possible, but well, if you have any other ideas, then show me what you got. Or I will. And to that extent, I'd like for you to append what you just said to your testimony. I don't see any point to that, but as you please. Okay, there we go. From close range, that is not possible because the gun. Objection! So you believe they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's not possible. Just as is written in the crime scene notes, the firing of the handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. Rell's clothes. Therefore, Mr. Rell and the gun must have been separated by distance at least 2 or 3 yards. Sumi looks back. Yes, this is by far the biggest contradiction. The two bodies are piled up in each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with there being no chance Mr. Rell moved that far after being shot, that leaves only one possible explanation. What could be the foolish line, a foolish thought from a foolish fool? If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the attempt to kill, huh? Who? The person that attacked first with the murderous intent? That would be... Would it be you? Nope. You know, you foolish. All your ideas make me feel just as foolish as you. The murder weapons used in this case were taken straight from Mr. Faraday's bag. The fact that Mr. Faraday had items that could be used to kill his possession is something Mr. Faraday wouldn't have known. She's right, of course. Mr. Rell wouldn't have known what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag. After we think this carefully. I'm probably either be wrong or right. I was right. Here in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there's only one explanation. There was a third person here. Huh? It was that third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell, and set the bodies up to make it look like a double murder. The third person is the real culprit. Miles Edgeworth, there's just one thing you're missing. Evidence, correct? Exactly. Everything you've set up until now is nothing but the story played and out in your head. However, this is where the real test begins. Can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime? Of course. If a third person was truly here, that fact would resolve the glaring contradiction. The proof that this has all been a setup made to look like they kill each other. I'll present it, and lay bare the final piece of the puzzle that's not yet in place. What is this piece of evidence that proves there is a third person involved? Would be the bags? Yep. The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand, and the plastic bag with his blood on it. These two items point to the presence of a third person. How so? We called it to Gumshoe's testimony. I was in the home the whole time, but I didn't hear a single people struggle. The last part is important, of course. If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground. Meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for the moment. There is a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on a person. If the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it, they could use the bag to catch any blood splatter when they withdrew the knife. Then by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, then they were able to conceal their presence. No. Okay, that's good. Looks like we still got a long way to go in this investigation. Yes.
Objection.
Oh, who called the objection? That's a new voice. Oh, that was... Oh, that was... that was close to you. What the heck's up with you, pal? Mr. Bad, I advise you to place the Gumshoe under arrest. What? What's the meaning of this? Looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates. Don't you dare. That detective claims he was there, standing from the door the entire time. You might have a good authority that it was all a giant lie. Eh? Miss Yu, I ask you please explain that last statement. I'll let his honor explain it himself. I saw my own eyes, I tell you. During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway. What? See, Mr. Bad? So I ask you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time would want to fabricate such a lie? Gumshoe, did you kill Faraday? No! Of course not, sir! It would appear that the one who stepped this called crime up scene is that detective, which basically renders his testimony as a complete lie and wholly invalid. It looks like your perfect logic is just come tumbling down, Miles. Yeah. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Was that statement really a lie? Detective Gumshoe, you are now a suspect in the murder of 2 men. Now spit out the truth, or so help me. I haven't lied to anyone, sir. Honest. I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time. Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I'm the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not? Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly. Perfection is the only wish the subject of combat, after all. Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something. And what's that? What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about? What was his motive be, of course, I guess. I suppose one thing I'd like to clarify is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime. Motive, huh? Gumshoe, you got a grudge against Faraday or anything? No, sir, not me. Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir. Is that a fact? She's not accepting that. You really have a problem of lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe? I'm telling you, I am not lying. The more naturally you act, the more suspicious you'll become, you know. If you want a motive, Edgeworth, I have one for you right here. Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy, because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation. You're serious, aren't you? Fine. You amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little courtroom practice. Alright, here we go. Gumshoe's motive. It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. You said those super pales Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit." A brand detective suddenly getting his salary cut? That's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation? You totally misunderstand me, pal. No matter how mad I get, I can never hold a grudge. Quiet. You can't trust anything you say. Sir. There's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed, per se. But there are some gaps in the logic that need to be filled in. Misused perfect explanation. Not be so perfect at all. And now we defend Gumshoe. It was about a week ago. Saw the detective get chewed out by a little Faraday from the precinct. Stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's the salary cut for you, you nitwit." I still don't have these pieces of evidence. I'm not sure if anything's gonna actually contradict anything, though. So I guess for now I'll just hold it. A week ago, but then you and Detective Gumshoe are acquaintances. No way. I only met him in person today. And how did you know about Detective Gumshoe? Oh, I've seen him around before.
Hold it.
Mr. Faraday was upset. Yeah, you know what else Mr. Faraday isn't exactly known to get angry often? He was totally beef red in the face. And the offended detective just stood there, pale as a ghost, like he was about to die. Just like the face he's making right now, right?
I'm completely innocent, I tell you.
That's the poor man. It was quite the scene with the detective.
Hold it!
You just stood there watching this unfold in front of you. Yeah, I have to say it was really enjoyable too. but that's why I started to say Gumshoe earlier. I knew to steal clear of him.
No way. I thought it was because I had something stuck on my face.
But you do.
Why I've got stuck on my face?
Let's start with your eyes, nose, mouth. Oh, and those ridiculous eyebrows.
Yeah.
Oh man, Mr. Your head is just too much fun. Mr. Yu, if you don't mind, I'd like to return to your testimony now. Sure, why not? She's just absolutely destroying this man.
Hold it!
Cut a new detective salary right off the bat like that. I'm not really familiar with the way you guys relate, but is that a common practice?
Speaking of cutting my salary, didn't you threaten to do that with me earlier too?
I suppose I did. It's only natural to cut the worth of detective's salary down to their actual worth. My public can even fire anyone in the world with a snap of his fingers. Do you think maybe that's the reason enough for detectives to hate you people? Well, I guess. They really shouldn't cut people's pay. Detective Bad. Don't tell Mr. Von Comer cut your salary earlier.
Hold it!
You call your explanation perfect. Is it not to your liking? Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards. Oh? Is that something you want me to clarify in that case? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? I don't see why not. Alright, so you could clear this one thing up for me. Yeah, how would they know each other? That's one thing I want to know. Actually, let me ask the detective directly. What was your relation to Mr. Faraday?
Mr. Faraday was in charge of training rookie detectives to testify in trials. I met him on the very first day into the criminal affairs department, pal.
Oh, I know Mr. Faraday was so involved. Faraday. You may look like an easy going guy, that's it. But he's actually a bit of a nut for strict discipline and manners. Guys like Gumshoe tended to rub him the wrong way. Yeah, now you know how the detective and Mr. Faraday were related. Happy now?
But no, wait!
You said you only had one thing to ask, right? Please let me ask about one more thing. Oh, you're right, Edgeworth. Poor baby. Tell you what. I'll let you have another go at. How's that? Okay, then what? I go with that then, I guess. I understand that the Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rel? His motive for killing Rel? Like I would know. There was no clear motive for both of the murders, and I doubt this incident would have occurred. Wouldn't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea. Oh, what? But that's impossible. She must know something. All caps. Wait. Can you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh.
I didn't even do anything. You're already laughing away.
Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would be played out the same way it did anyway. Oh? Would you care to explain your logic? And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation. Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so uptight. Was that just a requisite trait for being a Von Karma? My instant drift, I demand that you shut it up. I wish you'd both be quiet for just 1 second. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. Here we go again. Vote to kill the men. There's no one out there with motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. All you really have to establish is that someone had to grudge against one of the two men. Mr. Rel, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity, as steps looked like the one they had killed each other. I wonder if that's really true. Is there no one out there with a grudge against both men? Let's take another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. The second KGA incident, as people are calling it, involving the embassy staff member, and the two men are both rounded up as suspects in the case. Is there someone else I'm overlooking who is somehow related to them? There's my hint. I'll probably have to pull up the newspaper. So, would this be what I present here? Let's see.
Objection!
Yep. Objection! Miss Yu, I believe there is someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, it is because you'd rather not bring this person up. What do you mean? We are looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was a suspect in the original KGA incident, and a member of the Cadogan Embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the Cadogan Embassy staff, Mr. Rel. And the man who was the lead prosecutor of the KG-8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin has no reason at all to kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have a reason to.
You cover me, pal. Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all.
Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect. Make no mistake about that. Perfect evidence, perfect testimony. These are the only things I wish to hold.
But I didn't do it.
You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Cochin for me. And remember, I'll not be very forgiving should any of this leak out. You call to hold it. You want to investigate Cochin? You'd just be wasting your time. And why is that? Cochin was up in the viewing gallery, watching the trial. Or so I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived. And the only suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe. I suppose so.
No way. Come on, Detective Bad. You gotta believe me, sir. It really was in that hallway the whole time, sir. I never took a single step into this room, sir.
Okay, then you were saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway.
No, there was no one else, sir.
Then why should I believe you didn't do it? That is one incredibly foolish detective, standing right in front of the crime scene all by himself. This goes to confession of guilt. I have to admit, it's a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. And if that detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, you'd think he would at the very least offer up I spaced out while on duty or the like. Come on, Gumshoe. Time for your interrogation.
Detective Bad.
I guess that's that then. Miles Edgeworth, I'll go on ahead and report this to Papa.
And that, as I say, is that. Right, everyone?
Well, I suppose we should both be getting back to our real jobs now, huh? Before we do, Miss Yu, there was something I'd like to speak with you about. What is it? So, what did you want to ask me about? The current case of the murdered Cadogan Embassy staff member. I've heard that people have been calling it the second KG-8 incident. Only among young law enforcement types. And what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG-8 incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything about beyond what was reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KG incident. I'd appreciate if you stop with the false accusations. Baseless outbursts are useless both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know? I do. But also know that I do have a leg to stand on here. Think you can stop making that ultra serious face in front of me?
Ugh. If you could please stop laughing for just 1 second.
I'm not going to make any headway like this. I'm just going to have to show her exactly how related to the KG-8 incident she is. Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG-8 incident. That file is your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG incident? Your connection is to the KG incident. It's for the victim. The victim's name is CCU. You'll know that she has the same last name as you. Can you really still tell me that straight face that you are not related to this case? Sorry, but we're not related.
What?
Just kidding. You asked that question with such serious look on your face. I couldn't help but...
Ugh.
Miss Yu, I asked that you please tell me the truth. Yeah. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities in the Almano group was my sister, CCU. As I thought. And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial. By Manny Cochin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree. All because of a lack of evidence. Now, I heard that the evidence to convict him did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after the Mr. Cochin's trial was over. Apparently, a man in black made off the most important piece of evidence. The evidence had been tampered with. Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? The smuggling ring was being run out of the Amano group by one of the secretaries. They bailed Mr. Cochin out. Turns out they were in league with each other all along. How big was that smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG-8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. You mean you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Why did Mr. Cochin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently he only found out that I was the defense lawyer on this case after he had arrived. He figured he should say hi, and one other thing. Looks like it couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh boy, stop him, this guy's face already. I'm fine, really. I gave him a good slap across the face. The way she talks about slapping him as she laughs away is kind of creepy. But it's just as Mr. Bad said. He is not related to the double murder. I asked around and people in the gallery claim that he was in the seat the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Sorry. Guess it wasn't much help, huh?
That's not true.
I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life. Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. We wouldn't want you to die of stress, would we? Thank you for the advice, but there is no need to worry. I work in my way, and I will catch this criminal. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see. Look at you, your game face on, ready to go.
I'm making no such face.
Did you know laughter is best medicine, Edgeworth? Don't you get tired of making such serious face all the time? I'm trying to make sure that all the criminals in this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter. There you go, making that face again. Oh well. I gotta get going. I still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. And this forensic guy is still here. The KG-8 incident and this murder investigation. It is my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus the detective, Detective Gumshoe. It's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly, this case is far from over. But whether or not that detective is the murderer can only be determined once I complete my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Kommer, I swear to uphold your honorable name, or my name isn't Miles Edgeworth. Wow, that took a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I still have some time tonight, but still, wow. That's crazy. That was a long opening. There's an officer on the couch now. Sir, what has become of the trial? What has become of the trial into the Godolphin Embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely. Huh, looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut. I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. So what do you think about the murder of the Godolphin Embassy staff member? And the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell? What an outrageous circus it's all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivety. An outrageous circus? Right, sir. I'll go read this topic. Edgeworth, I'll have you assigned to a different case. Oh, you can watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? I'll consider it. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation. Whatever for? I know that there was already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there was not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue the investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. Papa, who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Not as an I. We're competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real experience. Wouldn't you agree? If you want to investigate the case that much, then do as you wish. Then you're allowing us to continue. Wait, what time is it? I missed that. It's 4:45 p.m. Not much time has passed at all. In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. Foreshadowing. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Francisca, see to where I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Francisca, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logically was built on that fluffy detective's lie. That means the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wished. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. I know I don't have enough information yet. So my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. Starting with this guy right here. Though first things first, we have a new development here. I can't stop the water, sir! It seems that the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much. Bunch of fools who pretend not to see the foolish actions of a foolish fool. Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand? As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, the water drinker fool's mouth is a thing the officer should be covering. Let's get an officer description of a water guzzler later. She seems to have quite the grudge. Sounds to me like someone wanted a drink. So I guess Francisca's my partner now. So let's see. Hello, Gumshoe. It's a book. Oh. Judges' Trial Exchange Log. It must be a journal where the various judges share their thoughts and ideas. The real deal realized that the judges are laid out here on these pages. There's something about the quote in here. It's just page after page of unrelated drivel. Judging by the content, they are very enthusiastic about the courthouse's daily menu. Of course, that's what they're fried oysters. No, you're such bull. Someone please assure me this is not the true state. This is judiciary. Hello, Gumshoe.
It wasn't me. I didn't do anything wrong.
Yes, I understand. Just calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt I'll get anything useful from the detective while he's this agitated. What's the matter, officer? I've been standing here forever, sir. I need to go to the bathroom. Why don't you make a quick trip? The nearest one isn't that far, is it? No, it's a short way down the hall behind these doors, but I don't want to be blamed for anything that might happen while I'm gone. So I'm gonna hold it. Perhaps the Gumshoe can be a positive influence on the force after all. Sir, nothing report, sir. Is there no one who will make this man take responsibility for his action on the job? Looks like they have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then this guy can have fun walking in a waking nightmare after being awakened from this dream. Actually, let's not. I can feel sorry for him now. Wow, this thing's so incredibly detailed. My inner modeling fanboy is impressed. I'm not exactly a fan of plastic models per se, but even I can sense the superb quality of this model. I think we can all comprehend that man that can feel so much love for such a trifle. Oh, I see. You had a segment of my father, so you would do rather guard yourself against an interest in such unproductive things. Yes, perhaps I should take up whipping people like the young lady over here. I guess I'll talk to you then. Miss you. Oh, Miss you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be this bard for not knowing who I am. I am Francisca Falcone, and I'm about to become the successor to the family name. About to? Guess that means that for now you're still just another kid. In which case it's only natural I didn't know who you are. What?
Why are you whipping me?
Anyway, looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you, I'm a scrunch of the lines in your forehead. And that to ask of you.
What exactly is so funny?
Sorry, I just had a bad dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Apparently I failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. I feel much better now. So what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You're with Detective Bad. Why? We had a little something to discuss, that's all. So I take that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad. Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG-8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident. That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? My goodness, Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard about the KG incident from my papa, but I don't. But how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim of that case, CCU, was my little sister. You're making this super serious face again. I'm fine, really. I just make a point to rub some salt in his mood and pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, and he and Mr. Faraday, I did they meet up just about every single time the Yatagrasa made a move. It was practically given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see. He did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagrasa investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagrasa in more detail. Whoops. Gotta start pressing that button. You claim that at the time of the murder you were with Detective Bad. But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial of your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Ferris was being rather threatening, and he dragged Mr. Well away. After that, Mr. Bad came to lobby number 1, just so we just stayed there and talked. Why do I feel like something just buzzed? It's weird. What'd you talk to Detective Bad about? Something interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more.
Like, when she's not laughing, her mouth suddenly spews out nothing but insults.
Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred, so I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2.
I see.
I'd like to ask a few questions about your client, Mr. Macreal. Now your client first claimed to the Yatagrasu. Is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that was the Yatagrasu they made for the evidence of the KGA incident, I began to ask Mr. Real all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Real was not the Yatagrasu. He had just made that up. Made it up. Mr. Real's crime was caught on by tape with the security cameras, but there was no footage of him sneaking into the Kodopan embassy itself. Hold on for just one second. You mean to say that you knew that he was not the Yatagrasu, and that he was just another cold-blooded killer, and you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals. That's why defense lawyers are so detestable. They are no match for us von Commerce. I don't believe it. You're serious. Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for the leads regarding the KG incident, right? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Real was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him either. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. No, I'm sorry, forgive my rashness. Miss you, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from companies. The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives? You're not very funny. Already, are you, little Miss Von Karma?
Francisco, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully. We may be stupid.
There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. That just now, that was hilarious, little Missy. Of course it was.
Ugh. What is with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight?
And so in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say, I never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information, mainly in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and makes them public for all to see. Vigilante or no, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I was supposed to cover it that way too. But either way, I got a lot more clients now, thanks to that thief. Sounds like Mr. Yu is profiting nicely. I suppose I've done all I can on Mr. Yu. I should move on to speak with Detective Gumshoe now.
Detective!
Detective Gumshoe.
Hey, it's you, pal. You're here. Yeah!
That's mine. I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that.
I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective, I really didn't.
Your words are useless. Place my trust only in the evidence, Detective. Once the investigation is fully over and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you.
Have a heart, pal.
But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about, if you really are innocent, that is.
That's right. Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will you?
I would have done so, even if you had not requested me to, Detective. Murder for murder. So you, Mr. Faraday, had a small meeting last week, did you? What exactly did you do to make him so angry?
I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because of my very first day as detective. I reported in my usual post instead of the criminal affairs department. By the time I got down to criminal affairs, I was really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech.
I remember doing the exact same thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I always wind up going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be comparable to a mere school child. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom?
Earlier 3:20 from Detective Bad, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn, so I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday.
And yet something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was totally wasted manpower to assign you to guard duty.
Ah! You were sting worse than your whip, pal.
So it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh? Next step. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nope, not a thing, pal.
In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage.
Ah! Wait! You can't do that!
There's not like any particular value here.
Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so you know.
And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket?
Ah! Hands off, pal!
Just throw it to us already. Ah! Annual bonus check within. $5 total, except there is no check inside.
You've had your look, now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. I just got it and cashed it today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know. So that envelope is really special to me, and I'll give it back.
You know, you're rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later.
How could you?
Aw. $5. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood. But please make it brief, sir. I want to hear from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. You told me earlier that they heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct?
No mistake about it, pal.
Then you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct?
Yep, not even a single ant passed through the hall that hall while I was on duty.
You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself.
Oh, but it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. But the killer found a way to kill the two guys. That's beyond what I even imagine.
So he tends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. But why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe with our investigation, over the hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order. Oh, she's back.
Ah, you!
That's one way to introduce yourself. She just took a sneak. There she goes. How could you not have noticed that coming? Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier? Thanks. That's exactly what I needed. Kids can sometimes be so cruel. It looks like she dropped something. Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead. Ugh. I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. I believe I've asked all I needed to of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge. We have to confirm who is correct. The judge with that scarf face here, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of the lobby number 2 next. Suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca? Bye, you. Oh, there they are again. So, did you see anything else?
No, I don't think so.
I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation.
Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law.
That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions.
Anytime, detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're under prosecutor, Mr. Von Comer recommended, right?
My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. In an event for Malcolm's daughter, Francisca Von Comer. I have to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor.
I see. Mr. recommended. Ah! I have a favorite tongue.
Are you alright, Your Honor? Please feel free to refer to me as Miss Von Comer, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title.
Oh, very well then. I shall call you Miss Von Comer and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony.
Yes, what about Mr. Edgeworth?
I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw.
Alright, after all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law.
I really appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements. Start with this. I have suspicious looking at your granny. What is this? It's a pink colored piece of trash made of rubber. I feel like I've seen something like this before. Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact that there's a litter running around loose in this courthouse is simply unforgivable.
God! It's not like it was I who littered. The rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin.
Yeah.
It's not necessary, Francis.
It is absolutely necessary. It is you I'm looking after all. What's the matter?
I pricked myself with one of the cactus's needles.
Didn't think needles on this thing would be so sharp. Well, what do you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case.
Do you really think so?
Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. Oh, I have my logic. Oh, well then I look forward to your explanation on how exactly is it, on how exactly it is related.
I can look outside. Or I doubt the killer could have escaped through here.
Of course not. This is the 3rd floor after all.
It appears that the bars were installed on this to prevent people from falling out.
Bars? What bars?
You not see them from your vantage point.
You just called her short Edgeworth. You did not want to do that.
I must remember not to bring up that taboo subject again.
Dude just called her short. What are these black speckles?
I believe there's a pile of ants eating away.
Oh, the detective. He claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And there's a whole head of them.
Are you gonna hit me for every single little thing?
As a replacement for that pathetic detective.
Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts.
Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating.
From the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from the Swiss wool.
My name's Edgeworth. The courtroom must be kept pristine at all times.
No! It wasn't me that dropped the food on the ground.
Courthouse must be kept clean.
No!
Oh man, he's suffering. The dirt on this bench smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there's someone going around dirtying the courthouse for shame.
Calm down, Francisco. Now take a good look.
Doesn't this much look kind of like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be, which means that perhaps we can lift the prints off the person who stole you this bench. I see, and then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob.
You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to?
Sir, yes, sir. I have the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir.
And do we know who they belong to?
Sir, the fingerprints belong to Gumshoe.
Oh, interesting. Good work, officer.
Gumshoe's handprints. And there you have it.
Yes, I suppose so.
Now that I identified the person who dirtied the bench.
And since you and I will be using this information in very different ways.
Well, time for some deduction, because... Yep, I had a feeling, because that looked familiar. This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe it is a piece of a popped balloon. I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend from the windowsill cactus. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. And that's all I got for now. He's making the most ridiculous looking face.
It may be, but at least he doesn't look like someone who would tell a lie on purpose.
I suppose common evidence is the only thing that carries any weight.
Of course. Anyway, this poster seems to be of no use to us right now.
I guess we'll talk to the judge.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
Where were you the time of the murder?
I didn't expect there's something.
No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor.
Very well. You may continue with your testimony.
Your Honor, is your testimony I'm after.
Oh! I had no idea you were chasing after me or any testimony.
I'm beginning to sense I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. Wrong button.
Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. If you go take a look at the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. When I was going to the restroom, that Detective Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines, buying something from it. However, and this I can believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not so in the hallway anymore. Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain to me rationally. Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me gain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's why I finally hooked Judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Apparently, this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. The restroom window, huh? I wonder if you can really see the men's bathroom window from that one there. You can. I'm looking at it right now. I demand that you show me this view at once. I suspect that her height is what's limiting her ability to see. That's probably all I'm going to find out from His Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now? Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor. Anytime, Mr. Edgeworth. Anytime.
The judges in this country seem rather friendly.
Yes, it's a little wishy-washy.
However, here that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts.
Can I talk to Bad about anything?
Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about. Ugh. Hey, how about doing some actual work, you?
I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess.
You're getting in the way of the investigation.
I have an order from Mr. Von Calmer himself. I still hold investigative authority. So I hear you're the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here.
Faraday. That guy was just accused. You know. I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective's instinct told me. A lot of good did you. You couldn't even detect one lone prosecutor with it.
Hold it! Francesca, I think you need to apologize.
I'm sorry.
I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue.
I used the phone on the first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over, and that detective's the one that showed up.
And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bad.
Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came up to these defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that Faraday said to not let anyone interrupt them. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside.
And around that time, around what time did all that take place?
Let's see, I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway, not once. Oh, now can you make such a claim? But the guards down on this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't.
The detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to?
That's simple. He must have gone to the lobby number 2 just as I suspected. You and I. We were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one about alibi is Gumshoe.
It would seem that I'm still missing some key pieces of information. Detective Bad, you also heard the gunshot, did you not?
Yeah. I heard it when I was in defendant lobby number 1. That was why I came running towards lobby number 2, together with you.
How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene?
Less than a minute.
What were your moves upon hearing the gunshot?
I grabbed the big lug who was just walking around in the hall and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies. In that order. That makes you discover the crime scene, right? Yeah, I guess it does. Well, this. I'm about to become the prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else. He just dodge it? You wave that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss. You wouldn't dare. Just joking. Yeah. Detective Bad is really something if he can make Francisco behave. Are we about done? Is there anything else I should ask him about? I'd like you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start again. I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't going to show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. And just as I thought that, bang, the sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums. So you heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh? Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste. Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door doing nothing. I get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene, or rather that he is keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask that you cooperate with us for just a little bit longer? I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then, but be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come on, Miles. You may no longer be willing to help us forever. May I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation? Do as you like. It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods. Just lovely. What will they think of next? Don't be a jerk and court these beef jerks. One packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk. Fine for $7. Stay neutral with the Swiss roll deal until the end of these. For $6. They're awfully overpriced. The lineup is simply awful. Period. Speaking of the snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll is the little drop is from this machine. I was wondering about that myself. The end of what? Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess. Could eat during a trial? I suppose the only time you eat them is now, huh? I wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all. We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together. If I have this bracelet with you, then I don't want it. Doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area. I suppose not. Perhaps I should check somewhere else. I could probably connect something now, actually. There we go. These bits of chocolate and cake. Could they not have come from a Swiss roll? A Swiss roll? Why would Cortez tell a thing like that? Didn't we just go visit the vending machine? It doesn't seem like the right venue. However, it is being sold right over there. The vending machine. I see. Stay neutral as a Swiss roll do until the end of these. 2 for $6! Talk about expensive. Even the fact that that is on the expensive side. The fact that the cake crumbs and the chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now. Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I? Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. It's a pretty funny looking sprite. And as he ate, he dropped on the floor and slowly to the bench. Ugh, how could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable. Don't you dare whip me again. It was I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll. That creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. Contradiction? Where? I think I'll look at the special courthouse vending machine as an order. Okay, now for deduce. I think I know what I need to deduce here. It's connected to the Swiss roll. Obviously, it came with this machine. But no, I think it's this. Eureka! About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his personage. Just how poor is that guy? His bonus really was only $5, and he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow. Indeed. That detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is how. Oh, that's it. We did it. Yay! I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here. Yeah, but I do too. Alright, Francisco, would you care to share what conclusions you've come to? Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. But first we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony. September 10th, 5:15 p.m. This case is going by pretty quickly now compared to that previous ones. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to protest your witness testimony to see how it stands up.
Do you doubt me? Am I your suspect?
In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before a Van Kama.
Silence in the courtroom. Silence, I say. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Manfred Funker and Mr. Prosecutor...
You bit your tongue again, didn't you?
As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want.
Very well then. Your testimony, if you please.
What I saw at recess. During the recess, I went to the restroom.
Well, there you go.
There's a window on the hallway side. In no of the words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. The detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me.
Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm?
Oh! I'm still used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. So the reason he didn't see Gumshoe after he bought the role was because Gumshoe was sitting on the bench. So I need to point that out. So he wasn't gone. He didn't completely disappeared. He was on the bench. I think we can do that. Yeah.
Objection!
There we go. That was easy.
Bam! What was a finger whack for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know his rules to shout objection while someone is giving testimony?
If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I never let any opportunities to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it is one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you'd like to take a look at this for me.
Where's that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who was the culprit? That boy? He's hereby found guilty of uncleanliness.
If you must know, the uncouth bench smeller has already been placed under arrest, thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor.
Oh, well that's good, but who was it?
We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench, namely Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
You're not about committing this murder, you have to go dirty the courthouse too? Guilty!
Your Honor, please calm down. I was sure the detective is one who made the mess on the bench. We have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder.
What do you mean?
I believe that detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. Cake crumbs and the pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true.
Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this holding related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom?
It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I'd submit that Francisca herself was unable to see out of that window. You are not getting out of that semi alive, Miles. Ah! Ah! I knew I shouldn't have used Faraday as evidence. But basically what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from a men's restroom. Nothing on. It seems that you've made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window, yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight. What? Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time. Francesca's gonna sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Yeah, let me try that again. Hold it! Is there something of value you'd like to say? Yes, actually there is. I remember something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please, let me testify to the court one more time. Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad thing. 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 The more info, the better. The more info, the better. A perfect investigation, right? Testimony again. What is up, R2? I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, it does seem that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was laying in the restroom, I heard a loud bang of a gunshot. How was that? That's one of the judges and grounds of others. Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time? Really, before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words. Yeah, I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise bother until just now. That he mentions it, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that. Oh, by the way, was someone celebrating a birthday during his research? I couldn't help but sworn I heard a pop going off. Found to think all the day with my grandson. Woo! Flashbacks. The most critical point of this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway? Whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. According to Baz's testimony, he heard the gunshot just as the trial was starting again. So if that was the case, the judge wouldn't have heard that because he was already on his way back. We might have heard it, but he wouldn't be in the restroom when you heard it. So this is actually false. I think I know. So if I have this correct, we present the testimony, and then it's gonna segue to clarify that it was the balloon that popped. I think that's what's gonna happen. Objection! What? Okay, maybe I have to press the statement instead. I'm truly sorry, Your Honor. No, I have to find a flaw in this testimony before the proof escapes me completely. Hold it! Hold it! Your Honor, about what you just said. I know, I can't believe myself. I heard banging her gunshot. I need your reaction. Your Honor, please remain calm when you're trying to explain yourself to me. Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Now then, let's gather myself. Yes. When I heard the gunshot, there was no one in the hall. I should know. I looked. There was no one there. This is the judge's emotion circus to appear to be stuck on overreact. At this point, nothing stands out to me as a contradiction in his testimony. Francisca, if I'm correct, this testimony is hardly precision quality. I know that. That's what I said at this point. I think my first line of attack would be to draw more information from His Honor. Okay. Hold it! Time to press. In that case, do you concede that you were overconfident with your last testimony? Well, now hold on there. I just said that was possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom this time. But you know something. I don't think you know when the prints you've referenced were left on that bench, do you? Yeah. While you have the proof that it's possible the detective was sitting, I still have a problem with just when those fingerprints were left. He's right. It's proof when the fingerprints were left on that bench. While he feigns ignorance, His Honor has seen a lot of life. This judge, let's underestimate him. However, it doesn't make the detective think. Hold it! as we established when we went to the restroom during the recess. However, by what point did the recess teacher look into that hallway?
After a call for recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes till we reconvened? Yes, that sounds about right.
Just as I expected.
What were you expecting? And I demand to know what that old annoying smile is for.
Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like you to append it to your testimony.
Alright, if you insist.
Let's see, I looked in that hallway about. Okay, so now's when I present Bad's testimony. I was a little ahead of myself there.
Objection!
There we go. Your Honor, just cuts him off.
I can not allow you to make an objection.
What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection.
Hey guys, I've been overruled.
Your Honor, there's simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste.
What do you mean by that?
You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible.
Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Mr. Member of our Corp.
Instead of biting your tongue, why did you just bite your... What was... Instead of biting your tongue, why don't you just bite your tongue like those preposterous names? I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francisca. Don't talk back to me unless you want to be slipped in the back. With your height, you need a stepladder for it to accomplish that.
Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can still hear just fine. I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear in my own 3 ears.
You know, I have an interesting bit of a testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again.
What did you just say?
Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How would you explain this glaring contradiction?
That can't be.
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
But honestly, as day, man, the last sound of a gunshot.
Sound of a gunshot. I keep returning to this point of contention. And that piece of evidence, I always did wonder why I found out where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot that the judge really heard really was. Unfortunately, this is what really preserves the gunshot that you heard. You gone? Anyways, yeah, this is where the game comes in.
Take that!
I found this object in the hallway earlier.
What is that pink substance?
I mean, it may not look it, but this is actually a piece of balloon.
I see.
I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record? It just has her little noise. Your Honor, I present you this piece of evidence in order to overrule testimony.
What?
Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard a gunshot. Now, there is no guarantee the detective was sitting on the bench at the time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at this crime scene independent of you. Am I correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure the rest out on your own. Well, you're fooled by popping this balloon and just thinking it was a gunshot.
What match is this?
That is a good effort you put forth this time, now, Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. Can you elaborate how one ends something before it even begins?
Well, to be honest, I did think the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone will pop a balloon in a place like this?
That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse. I want to trade these coins with you. That's it! That balloon that the girl was holding. It explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy.
Oh no. That giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do. What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very big apology. I'll see to myself that he's released.
Wait. There's still a few things I've got to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe.
But why? I thought we just cleared his name.
Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue my quest for the perfect explanation. To that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway.
Very well. Recollection, bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom.
I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. Still going, huh? Alright.
But what is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal, I didn't do it.
I'll be the judge of that. I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe. No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that.
No, I'm the judge around here. I'll be the judge of that. Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental?
Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I am afraid I must apologize for an error of judgment on my part. Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. You have yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime.
I guess so. What are you guys talking about?
In any case, I'd like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony...
Yeah!
Might have been objected loud and clear. If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood?
I got you, pal.
Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break this lie, then we may never get a break in this case. So now going as Gumshoe,
I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, you ordered me to stand guard in the front of lobby number 2. From that time on, until I heard the gunshot, I was in the hallway the whole time. I'll be honest, detective. I swear it wasn't me, pal.
He's still singing the same title tune. In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying. It's time I pulled the information I need out of him. So I guess he didn't really give a big testimony, did he? No, not fully statements. I think, yeah. Press that. And by he, you mean...
Detective Bad, of course. This would be my first time at this courthouse. He also walked me up to the 3rd floor hallway in front of the defendant lobbies.
And did you meet anyone along the way?
Well, just as we entered the hallway, we ran into Miss Yu. When we heard from Miss Yu that Miss Faraday was not to be interrupted, that's when Detective Bad told me to stand guard in the hallway, pal.
So far, Detective Gumshoe's testimony is matching up with Detective Bad's.
From that time on, until I heard the gunshot, I was in the hallway the whole time.
Hold it!
You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, isn't all the fact that you did something while you were in that hallway?
Yeah, of course I did something. I got out the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else?
Very well then. What exactly does guarding that door entail?
Well, to put it simply... Oh, I know. It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch.
Oh? Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that what we really is to testify to the effect of?
You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from the door, just like I was ordered not to.
Your Francisco sees it.
Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden?
Because we are all in shock. And in awe of your utter stupidity. Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us more believable one.
Yeah. But I'm not lying.
I sure hope we bring this insipid testimony to a close. Okay. Detective, you're fired. I have an objection.
What is that, pal?
Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere.
Hey, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rules, right, pal?
Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall this sullied hallway bench.
Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this.
You inconsiderate slovenly pig.
Yeah. I promise to clean up later, I swear.
Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move a single step from the front of that door. If that's really the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls?
Yeah.
Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from the front of that door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with the grubby little hands?
Yeah.
It appears that Francisco's whip can do more damage than my words alone can.
Alright, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought it back myself, okay? I thought I could shoot out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything. Unfortunately for you, I saw you to do the whole dastardly deed. At least you're buying back Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Ugh. Okay, I'm sorry for lying, but that's all I'm sorry for. You got that, because I'm not holding anything else back.
That last statement. It sounds like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us?
Of course not. I got nothing else. I got nothing else to hide, pal.
Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe.
But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else.
Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you're aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct?
Huh? Remind me again, pal.
The vending machine out in the hallway. Instantly packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. I'm speaking these lines way too fast. Sorry. And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that?
Yeah, don't if I buy it by myself, pal. Wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me. So there's no one who could help me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you?
Correct.
As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do?
Of course I do.
What? How?
What proof do I have that there must have been someone else in the hallway? Bam.
Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal.
Ah, I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls.
Well, I would never do such a thing. All your lies are the same. You started as thieves, you're under arrest, pal.
I believe you meant to assert so that all thieves start out as liars. In that case, what does that say about you, detective? This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone.
Oh.
There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them. But then you gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you?
No, wait, pal. You got it all wrong. I ate both of them.
Oh, here she is again. It appears that we've caught you at last. Not letting you get away with that one again.
Hey, don't you do anything bad to that girl.
It appears that they do know each other after all. So why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow? I have a name and it's K. K what? K Faraday. Hey, there's our theme. Faraday. Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter? I'm not a you. I'm not a you. I'm K. No, that's a different. No, that's a different person. See, they're right there. Here's your you. I had to make the joke at least one time. Anyways. Ugh. K, you know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do. Well, you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, mister. Gummy?
My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe.
What a cute nickname you were giving him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail. Okay, hello, Kay. Now then, Kay. Just kissing him. She's like a stray cat. I wonder if I should feed her something. Let's give this Swiss roll back.
Take that!
Take that! Throws the Swiss roll at her face. Okay, I promise to give you this if you calm down. Oh, a Swiss roll. It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it? Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy.
Oh my.
Your father, he's.
Ah, don't you say no more, pal. She doesn't know yet.
Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking about how he's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him.
Okay. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna. Aw. We made a girl cry, Edgeworth. No! It's alright. Roll out. Father just passed away, after all. I myself was also involved in the case of this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash in that nightmarish day. Even now, the ruin festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, I have this happen right in front of me. This child. I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us. My dear Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry? No, you're right. Sorry about that. Okay, how about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes? Right into the cravat.
Yeah! My cravat! Don't you blow your nose into that! Oh, no!
I feel better now. Thanks. Okay, are you going to be alright? Yep, I'm already alright. Somehow I highly doubt that. But I'm not going to push it. I promised Daddy that I'd never cry in front of strangers.
Hey, you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right?
That's right. Even though I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises. You're a very brave girl, Kay. You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry. Just for you. Thank you very much, lady. It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all. It would appear that because of her father was a protective prosecutor, Francesca is sympathetic to Kay's feelings. Okay, what kind of person was your father? Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world. So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are in a sense as you are ones to seek guilty verdicts for criminals. Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me an absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls. Oh, I'll be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard. I see. And what have you been working hard on? I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together. The promise notebook. May I take a look inside, Kay? Sure, okay. It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between the father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writings conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Okay, that's my achievement. I just gotta present that to her. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father. I'm gonna try.
Okay, so I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero too.
Yeah, really cool too, Gummy.
Yeah, alright, Kay.
What is with the two of them?
Alright, and now the Burgers of Justice. That makes me a hero too.
Yes, and thanks to your also heroic testimony, you almost painted the death detective as a violent criminal and sent him off to jail.
I'm really sorry about that.
Gummy is not a bad man, okay? The poor judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay. Yeah, we're friends. In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? First things first, though, for the sake of achievements. Yes, the promise notebook Daddy and I made. I have to be a good girl and keep all the promises we wrote in here. Might take a look inside just for a second. Sure, okay. Feels that there are more religious than 5 that I thought there were. Promise 6. If you ever have a boyfriend, you must bring him to Daddy right away. Promise 7. Even when you have a boyfriend, never forget that I love you the most. I certainly don't envy the poor sap she falls. I certainly don't envy the poor sap she falls in love with. Promise 6 and 7. Here we go. That's funny. So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier. Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hall. He was standing really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi. And what was this? Huh? Oh, before everything got crazy. How long were you two of you together? We only talked for a little while. And then we went our own ways.
That's right, pal. Man, I only talked for a little while and that's it.
Oh? Which means We have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess, isn't that right?
Ah, got me.
I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister.
Very well then. I'll just have to speak with a good detective in private later. We're the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls.
Well, I didn't really have a lot of money. And I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. That still wasn't enough, and I really wanted one.
Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to change a handful of change for $1. That's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct?
Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister.
Sure. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct? Enough, correct?
Oh, well, that's why...
Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal.
You don't mind you the only one already under arrest?
Yow!
Since that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question.
Sorry about your roughly thing.
Yes, well, now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one.
But Daddy said never take things from a stranger.
Ah, it's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct?
Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page.
Promise 1. Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet.
Okay, then you ever said I couldn't borrow things from strangers.
Now the Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear, as you were with little Kay in that hallway.
Yeah, I told you to stop being mean and Gummy. Brothers Edgeworth, there is still something you have yet to resolve.
I beg your pardon.
You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us.
That's... well...
Don't tell me a lie for my sake.
Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay.
Oh, so that's why.
So what about Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation.
His reason for lying is very simple.
What?
Here's what I believe this to be his reason. From simple observations of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious that the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. The piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on account of Kay. Would be the bonus?
This is a piece of evidence. What are you showing me that for? It doesn't seem to add anything to the conversation.
I don't get what you're trying to say with that. You're just like showing it off.
Are you gonna give that to me, mister?
Everyone just tells them you're wrong, buddy.
What is wrong with everyone? Why are they all teasing me all of a sudden?
Although it's not possible that perhaps I made a mistake and that's why. Now then, back to the topic at hand. For the life of Kay's sake. I love that you get it wrong and they all just like, no, you're wrong. So what would be the reason? Would it be the Swiss rolls? I'm not sure. Wait, would it be because of the K? No, I don't think Gumshoe would know about the KG incident. I wonder if it's because of the knife. Probably not. I guess this? Nope. I wonder how many times I can do this. Okay, now I'm just gonna go ahead and just go with this. Nope. At this point, I'm just gonna present everything until something works. I don't think it'd be the knife. That'd be ridiculous, honestly, if it was the knife. Would it be the knife? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Would it be the promised notebook, actually? Would it be because of... I guess we'll go for it. Yeah, there we go. Of course. Mr. Faraday and Key's promised notebook. How does this explain anything? If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay. What a foolish fool! What a foolish reason for a fool! Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you?
Because I'm your friend, Kay, that's why.
Me? At long last, Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now?
Guess there's no being you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I've been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry and that snack vending machine was taunting me.
You know, but all the cash you had on you was $5, and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest unlimited machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls.
Yeah, but then, like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up.
I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy. So I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. I only had about $1 in coins.
So I pulled my $5 and her $1 together, and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together.
But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said,
Mr. Faraday is one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me, so you didn't really get it from me, you know.
He told me it'd be okay, and he gave me a whole roll to save and give it to Daddy. Who knew this Scruffy could be so considerate?
Indeed.
Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together.
Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate. I'll never forget as long as I live, pal.
Anyway, I believe this also belongs to you. Oh, that's one of the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I couldn't blame you for not throwing this gun piece away. It's sitting high up in the window so you couldn't see it. So just as once, I forgive you. But that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped on surprise. On purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of his Swiss roll.
Right, you got me there, pal.
So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And I saw you picking Gummy, mister. So you kicked me, is that it? You sure are the feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister.
It's alright. I'm perfectly unharmed.
But about this, except for the back of my knee, that's bruised now. Thanks for that. But about the Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go? Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay?
Of course, I promise.
Now then, I believe we have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders.
Objection.
Oh, use back. Actually proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime.
What do you mean?
It's quite what the eavesdrop is to you. I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people. But what? How dare you talk about me with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. What did I ever hear? What's a child doing here in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child away. Oh, there she goes.
But Miss Callisto, that girl's Mr. Faraday's.
I know. So what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her to speak nothing of getting underfoot.
I suppose you're right. However,
as long as we're in agreement on that point, so let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door lobby up to the entire time, correct?
Yeah, but
you see, isn't it obvious that it can only be the detective? He is the only person who could have gone into the lobby number 2 at the time of the murders.
I have no counter argument to that.
Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest.
Ugh, but the investigation is far from over.
Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard?
Ugh, I suppose it is.
Well, as someone with more experience in the law than you, let me share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, but you may be brought by what comes via negligence. Oh, Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. It's unforgivable. Sailor von Connor. Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of the investigation. So, we're back to square one. Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that we failed to solve this case. Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to expect. But Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1. That's it. Wow, these segments are long. That's all the time I have for tonight, though. So, I hope you enjoyed. I'll definitely see you all next. I'll definitely see you all next time. I probably won't be back. I won't be back tomorrow, but probably be back sometime Sunday, probably most likely. This Sunday is the most likely day I'll be back. So until then, I'll see you all next time. Bye.